You're at Texas. You're enjoying everything. You're playing a lot. You're playing under Mac Brown. You have Vince Young on the team. All the things. We have this amazing. It's on the ring, by the way. 13-0. Well, at the time, it was 12-0 season. So talk about preparing to go, because, obviously the dynamics of college football has changed quite a bit as far as how we do the playoff system and everything now. But back then it was like you lost one game, you were out of it.
Yeah, you were done. And so if you go back to that year, we was 12-0 at the time, and I think USC was like 30-something at 0. Like they won the past 2 seasons, and they were undefeated going into that game. So, excuse me, when you talk about just 2 dominant teams going into that game, 2 Heisman Trophy winners, 2 Thorpe Award winners, you name it, they were in that game. And then a lot of guys that played a long time in the National Football League was playing in that game, And, it was just a great game being out there in L.A. We was just there the previous year when Vince Young, who played against Michigan, and he made that unbelievable run right there at the end, which is kind of ironic because, again, it's like he finished the very next year in the same corner of the end zone. And just
could almost take the same picture.
Just that whole thing of, he yelled out, "We'll be back," and all that other stuff. And then the very next year, it was just, like, remarkable. I know we had some close calls with Kansas and some other schools. But, again, it's just hard to play perfect and be good and get up for each and every team. But when I tell you how great Vince was, how great David Thomas, who was our tight end at the time, Jamal Charles, Ramonce Taylor, because Jamal Charles was a true freshman. Ramonce Taylor was in that game. Brian Arakpo got freshman. I think he got a Big 12 Freshman of the Year on defensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, you had Michael Huff, Cedric Griffin, Drew Kelson, a lot of guys. Brian Robinson. I mean, you named it. There's a lot of great football players. And even on their side, Ray Magaluga, Keith Rivers, Brian Cushing.
Obviously, their offense.
Their offensive guys,
dynamite.
Reggie Bush.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lindell White, really great player. Matt Leinart, Dwayne Jarrett. I mean, you name it. Steve Smith. I mean,
Matt Leinart, by the way, side note, probably one of the best social media follows. I ran into
he's awesome right now.
I ran into him actually in Omaha last summer. I didn't stop, but I saw him, and he's like the ultimate dad right now and makes the funniest posts.
He's
and I saw him in real, like I've seen him on Instagram make funny posts about his kids and his wife and all the things. And then I actually saw him in real life trying to wrangle his children in a very crowded place. And I was like, welcome to parenthood, bro.
Yeah,
like,
he's
we're all the same. They're
he's
just
phenomenal.
like us.
And again, the things that he did, at USC. I mean, again, you talk about, it's kind of funny. You think about NIL now, and you think about all the the kids, what they're going through. I really think that team was like what was really what you would have had to be prepared for NIL. Like they was living an NIL type lifestyle.
Yeah, right.
And to be out there in LA and whatever was going on. I mean, again, a team that's 30-something and you're, Reggie Bush, I think, was dating Kim Kardashian and
or whoever they wanted,
whoever
honestly.
Matt Leinart probably, he's married now, but again, probably
supermodels left and right. I'm
whatever.
sure.
I mean, you could just think about them just living that type of lifestyle. They had Snoop Dogg on the sideline and stuff, and so
we had Matthew. Shout out.
We had Matthew. We did shout out to him.
And now we have Glenn Powell. So at least for us ladies, we have some things
I'm just
to look at
saying. I can only imagine. Like you're talking about 2003 to 2006 or 7. Like they was living an NIL type lifestyle, and I think prior to that might have been like the Miami Hurricanes living an NIL type lifestyle, and now every player in college football is living an NIL.
Well, let's talk about that because I get pissed about it all the time.
About what?
The fact that we didn't get to have that life. I was a Division I college athlete, and I can promise you, not that I went to UT, but had there been social media, because it didn't show up till my junior year of college, but had we had social media and NIL, I would have worked the hell out of that. I would have made some money at least.
But you gotta look at it like this, because I look at it from a different standpoint, and the reason why is because I look at what I made playing in the National Football League, but then you look at the guys that got inducted into the Hall of Fame that are great players that played this game, but they weren't getting paid. We were getting paid, and then the guys is getting paid today.
Sure,
they're getting. So
I'm a big believer in leaving it better than you found it. 100%.
I just, you gotta just count your blessings.
But
I
also,
can't count nobody else's pockets. I can't.
I agree with that. But for female athletes, we have a little bit different. Like for us, college is for most sports it.
I totally understand. Yeah. I totally get that. I have 2 young ones right now that play, and so I totally get it. I really do.
Like I don't blame. Now I'm going to blank on it. What's her name? The basketball player. Tell me.
Clark?
Caitlin. Yeah. I don't blame her for taking obviously she knew she was going to go into at least the WNBA, but they're not getting paid obviously the same way as NBA players get paid. But female athletes right now take advantage of every dollar you can get in NIL money because that's where you're going to make your money.
True.
Probably also for a lot of male athletes too in college, you have this opportunity because you get hurt, you have one thing go wrong, you could lose that NFL opportunity.
I guess I asked this question to a female athlete.
Okay.
Why do you think that there's a disparity when it comes to?
Oh, I'm not ignorant to it. I grew up on the 50-yard line at every single Longhorn football game my entire life, sitting, watching those games. And I'm very aware of the fact that male sports bring in more money than
But it's crazy.
Sports.
So then you look at it from a male's perspective, and you look at us playing football, right? And then we look at the NBA players, and we're just like, bro.
I know.
And then we look at the baseball players, and you're like,
I get it,
bro. And then you're
they're playing.
And then we look at it as football players, and you're like, we're putting more on the line,
right? Y'all are getting physically beat to hell every week.
So it's.
I get it.
But at the same time, it's like, in my opinion, the way that I approached it was, I knew what I was signing up for.
Sure.
To make it better for my kids. So now, I try to tell my daughter left and right, like, listen. You can take this a long way, but at the same time, use it to put yourself in other situations to help yourself
Build
in the
a brand.
future.
Yeah.